All right, YouTube, found
Cira, yes.
All right. So we found you here in Camden. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your lifestyle here?
Okay, I'm 44 years old. I've been using 25 years on and off since I was 19.
That's crazy.
I started using, when the first drug I ever used was heroin. For me, it was just to escape the problems at home. Emotional, verbal, mental. You know, my mom, she's a hardworking woman, worked 3 jobs, single mom. Basically, you know, her and my father split up when I was young, and it just didn't work for them. And, you know, she's been holding down the kids on her own. So it was hard for her coming home to 2, you know, teenage girls and 2 teenage boys, and, you know, being the one to foot the bill, and a kid starting to run wild that you can't control,
Sure,
you know.
Teenagers, right? Got
pregnant at 18. The boyfriend that I was dating, he was on heroin. I didn't use any drugs prior to that. I smoked weed like once. So he was starting to get clean because I was pregnant. And later on, you know, I felt like it was still progressing. So I said, well, if you're going to use, I'm going to use. What is it that you get out of it? I sniffed it. I hated it. Excuse me, I have to get out of the water here.
Okay.
I hated it. And then when he left to go to Florida, we split up for a little bit. I began using it again just to bring him back. Then it became more of a habit than anything, more like when you're bored, you do it just because you're bored and you have nothing else to do. I was clean for 5 years. I got raped. I began using it again.
I'm sorry.
Then I was in a car accident in 2008, got oxycodone, and I thought, oh, well, I could just sell them and make a little money. It does not go that way. I began using them. For me, I came here, you know, you lose everything you have through this addiction. It's not a glamorous lifestyle. It's not for something to do. I mean, I just started on methadone, so I'd never tried anything before, you know. I've gone to a couple detoxes, but never really stayed in them. I never stayed with it, you know, because you gotta want to stop.
Absolutely. So how's the methadone working for you?
I've been on it a couple days. Excuse me, my nose is running, as you guys can see. That's part of the detox. I've been on it for like a week now, and it's just starting to kick in. I haven't used heroin. I used 1 bag last night, I think. From 16 to 1, that's pretty good.
Wow.
You know,
incredible.
I'm trying to like basically leave this place. You know, nobody wants to come to Camden and get stuck here. There's a bus ride that you can't get out of here, you know. But you get tired of living the same lifestyle. For me, I'm just tired at this point, you know. I mean, I've had my good 25 years of running is...
It's a shame it took 25 years to get...
Nah, well, I don't think it's a shame that it took 25 years. I don't think that that's it. I think that I only go back to what I know in Habitat. Okay. So for it being a habit, you just go back to the habitual things that you choose to do when you're running from something, because that's what helps coat the pain at the time. But it's still there when you wake up in the morning. Right. There's no friends in this lifestyle. Nobody cares about you. When the money's gone, so are they. They don't care if you have food. They don't care if you have shelter. They don't care if, you know, you have the drug that you need, as long as they have what they need. They're thieves, liars, and junkies, and that's it, you know?
Right.
And maybe they don't want the public to know the truth, but that's the truth. If this helps one person, then I'm happy for that, you know?
Sure, that's awesome, though, that methadone's kicked you down that much, and you know, and helping you along this path, because I'm sure it's difficult, you know.
Yeah.
Just even to make that decision to go for a lifestyle that's basically almost been forgotten, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of girls out here. My thing was I used to boost. I would go into stores and I would steal and either return or go sell it to the next merchant, you know. But the thing is that people are out here prostituting and stuff like that, and I don't put nobody down. But that wasn't for me. That's where all the money is in the game, you know. It's not for me, though. That's not my lifestyle. And I think when the lifestyle doesn't match the addiction, or the addiction doesn't match the lifestyle, sometimes you got to make a choice. You know, I'm 44. I'm getting older now. I'm not still a spring chicken in my 20s where I can still look good 10 years later. I need to worry about that. I need to worry about where I'm going to have security, where I'm going to have housing, where I'm going to have any kind of stability whatsoever, you know. People don't think about that. I wish I would have thought about that. I wish at 19 years old I said, oh, well, I'm going to go get this job and I'm going to hold it down because I want to pay my bills and I want to do the right thing, you know. For me, it was more of an emotional thing. My mom's not an emotional person, so she favors one over the other. And for me, it's always wanting her to accept, you know. She does not accept because my dad didn't accept her, and she sees so much of him in me. So she couldn't have him, so she takes that out on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's a very controlling person. She's got a lot of deceit behind her. And, you know, I've learned over the years to either just not say anything and deal with it, because that's who she is, and she's not going to live forever, and you only have one mom, you know. I could have turned out with a drug addict who did the things that I did, you know, but I didn't. But now I'm starting to learn that you have to deal with that pain. You have to either accept it, that you were a part of it, and move on, or you can just keep fending the addiction. Because it's still going to be there in the morning when I wake up. I'm still going to have the same emotion. I'm still going to have the same problem. I'm not going to be any different than I was the next day. Just robbing Peter to pay Paul, you know? Robbing Peter to pay Paul, and that's basically what it is, you know?
Well, it's awesome that you're doing the methadone. Is that basically satiating all the drugs, or is it just
I never really used. I was a faithful girl to heroin, so I didn't really, like, I may have shot some coke or smoked some coke or sniffed some coke, but I was more just with heroin, you know. And I basically feel like if, you know, the coke wears off, so it's just chasing. With the heroin, it's basically, it stays with you. For me, I would do about 12 to 15 bags a day. And $100 a day, that's a lot of money, you know?
$5 a head.
Yeah, that's $700 a week. And before I used to steal for it, and I've been sitting back thinking lately, like, all the money that you spend and all the money that you waste, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't have to. I mean, if I can pay for drugs every day, I can pay for a way to live.
Absolutely, right.
You know, I mean, I would go to Philly and Panhandle and go out and boost and stuff, and you just get tired of running that lifestyle. At what age do you stop and realize that your life is worth living? There's people dying of COVID, there's people dying of cancer. This is a cancer that eats your body. People look at it as a disease. It's the disease you asked for.
Basically,
you know,
sure.
you knew the day you sniffed that bag or put that needle in your arm that it was a physical addiction. It's not like cocaine where it's mental. You can, you know, leave that behind and wake up the next morning and not be sick. Heroin, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't do nothing unless you have that drug. People don't understand the fact that, you know, it's more than just a drug. It takes over your life and eats at you, you know. And sometimes there's people to say, oh, well, it's not a disease, it's a choice. It was a choice, and that's the truth. And you see so many people. It may look glamorous, the lifestyle. It may sound glamorous. Young teenagers think that selling dope and doing dope is glamorous. You're going to put your money back into the re-up, or you're going to pay for a lawyer to get you out of trouble. So you're going to pay one way or another, and it nearly goes back into it. Right. So if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Basically, you know, I'm saying that the good things and being positive now. Today's a positive day.
Excellent.
There's days when, you know, it's hard, you know, but I'm just now pulling out of it, and that's the good part. Like, you know, you're gonna see girls that are coming after me that are gonna tell you about what they did and how they do what they do for their money. You know, it's a hard life.
Is it hard being in the same environment with people using, even though you're on the methadone?
Well, it's hard just being here because of the situation, being on my element, not having my own place, not being sometimes in your own sanctuary where you have a piece of your own mind,
and you know you're
and the
safe.
gossip and the drama, and you know, and the things that go on. You go to sleep and get robbed, like, you know, that's just, it's a very tough life. Or somebody shit's missing and you're getting blamed for it, and you know, then they find it, and it's like you're fucked
Still
up because but it's just the principle, the point that you care for these people and you find in your heart a friendship, but it's mainly about drugs for them, and they don't reciprocate. You know, you don't know what it's like because you never had a friend, so that's how they don't know how to be friends. You know,
I see.
It's their friend is the drug, and I need to understand that. So with my choice I make, I move on, you know, and if they choose to stay, they choose to stay.
Well, it's an awesome choice that you made.
Yeah.
It's-
So
you
that's
should
what I have to
definitely be
say.
commended on.
And contribute to your documentary, and hopefully somebody will learn or pick up off of it. This is the good part of it, leaving it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
So
thank you very much for your time.
you have
We
a nice
appreciate your
day.
time.